Welcome to the Garden Mess YouTube channel. Today you will meet Kerry, your guide and master gardener. Join me as we dive into the art of gardening from transplanting boxwoods to expanding flower beds. We'll show you how to deal with tricky clay soil and amend it for better plant health. We'll tackle monkey grass and learn how to manage the invasive Chinese jumping worms. Let's make gardening less messy and more enjoyable. Please enjoy. As always, feel free to comment, ask questions, and of course, hit that subscribe button. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's Kerry.
That was a piece of St. Augustine grass, and I have some dead spots in my yard that I need to fill in. So when I find it, if it has good roots, I don't toss it. I just dig a little small little hole and put it right back in the ground. This soil's pretty nice and soft. Last year, I forget when last year, but last year I dug up all these boxwoods and then I planted this up, and then I put a lot of wood chips in this area, and the worms have definitely broke down. And of course we have a lot of what I call them roly-polies, but we have a lot of roly-polies in this area, and they do a lot of decomposing as well, and I think they did a pretty good job. And we have a lot of good topsoil, but then we still have a lot of the clay, but the clay's not too bad. Ooh, what is that? Don't know what root that goes to. I'm just moving this back to create a border. I widened my flower bed, and this grass, which is monkey grass, will make a nice little border, and it'll make it easier for mowing for my husband, who does most of the mowing. And we push mow. We do not use a riding lawnmower because on our small piece of land, our residential lot, and especially with our clay soil, riding lawnmowers are a little too heavy and can compact the soil. And St. Augustine grass, its roots are a little bit more shallower. They tend to be anyway. And so when you use a riding lawnmower, it compacts the soil, compacts the roots, and the St. Augustine does not grow and spread as good as it should. And so in order to keep the moisture in the ground, keep the soil better oxygenated, we started push mowing. And I know it seems like extra work, but it really does make quite the difference. My neighbors, they have riding lawnmower service, and sometimes it seems like they have a lot, sparse lawn, and I think it's the riding lawnmower, I really do. I think that's just too heavy in our clay soil. And of course, you could probably amend your soil by every year adding like organic material into your grass and letting it break down. The other thing that, and this is just my opinion, I don't know that it's 100% factual or anything like this, it's just observation, but I think that everyone breaks up their leaves and toss their leaves, put them in bags, put them out for the city to come up, pick up the trash. And I really think that everything I've learned is that forests, they drop their leaves, the trees, and the leaves feed the forest floor, all the microorganisms, all the little bugs and everything. And then of course the roots of the trees get fed again as it decomposes and get down into the soil. And so I would think that it would be better to mulch your leaves, just ride over them with a riding lawnmower and mulch them into your grass. And I know that I'm doing something that has nothing to do with lawn care, maintenance, and things like that. And I'm by no means an expert, but I do believe that any organic matter you can put into your soil is very good to help your lawn to grow and be healthy. This is a pretty thick patch of monkey grass right here, so I'm having a hard time finding the little divisions. I think I found one. I am new at this. I'm new at all of this. Planting and flowers and shrubs and lawn and even caring about my yard started during COVID because by trade or by profession, I'm a real estate agent. And so when COVID hit, and no one could really show houses, and we didn't know what was going to happen, I had to figure out how to keep my mind from going crazy, panicking, falling into the trap of feeling hopeless. And so I started a project in my yard, and just because I didn't like the shrubs that were there, I thought they were too big and just not very appealing. And so I started renovating one section of my garden. I use the word renovating because that's real estate. That's the lingo that comes naturally to mind. Anyway, so I started doing that, and that's how I started this. So making videos, talking on camera to people, that is not my strong suit. I am very comfortable, very happy with people face to face when I'm showing houses, and I make a lot of friends in real estate, and so I have no lack of confidence there. But boy, talk about putting yourself out there in your gardening and in your private life. It's quite intimidating and scary. So please bear with me as I do all of this. Excuse me, little Gara. I gotta get around you. Hope that did it. It did. Hey, oh, I wish I could I need to do a close-up of this to show you kind of what the clay looks like. Use my phone for this. Okay, this is what our clay soil looks like. You can kind of see it's still very moist. Still has a lot of moisture in it. You see that? I mean, I could make impressions with this. This is not what I would consider good to dig into. You see how it's just like a clay ball. You literally could probably create any kind of pottery you wanted with this. Maybe even make bricks. It's that strong. Anyway, so I wouldn't normally recommend digging in this. I'm not planting anything in this today. I'm just pulling up this liriope or monkey grass. This is the original version, so it does creep by long. You can see that one white root. It's not a root, it's a stolon. Anyway, it's pretty long. Now that's short because I think it got cut, but they can go up to 12 to 16 inches long. And so these can become not invasive because they're obvious and they're so easy to control. But if you don't control it, it will take over the entire space. And if you want this as your grass, you can mow this. You can cut it down short, and it would be great in shade, part shade. It does really good in full shade, but you can also have it in the sun. I'll let you know, this went through all my hot summer and it's great. So I do think that it will take hot full sun. Anyway, back to it. This is some of the soil I'm going to be adding after I'm all done moving that liriope back. I had some self-seeded little flowers in here, but with all this work, they're not going to make it. Aw, didn't mean to kill you, Mr. Worm. So sorry. That was a good worm. I do have bad worms, and I'm very careful about putting those in a water bottle and tightening that lid and then putting them in the sun to bake. They're the invasive Asian jumping worms, and I think I got them in my yard, all the website. I'm actually wearing a mic today. My husband bought me a mic. I don't know what it'll pick up and sound like. Again, we're new to this. But I really hope you cannot hear me swallowing, breathing hard. I have some weird little quirks about me. One of them is I don't do well hearing the sounds of swallowing and other little things like it's weird. Okay, I need to move these bags. They're in my way now. Come back and sweep all that up. There is, have it with me. Let me see if I can get it with the shovel. I have a little baby liriope growing right there. I don't know where there we go. There we go. That looks like a vision. This is one of the, you probably can't see it, this is one of the Asian jumpy worms. Hold on, I have a white pail. I don't know if this will catch it on the video. See how they move? Probably can't see it. Let me get my camera out. Whoa, almost dropped my phone. Good catch, Kerry, good catch. See how they are spastic? Let's see if I can make them angry. The other telltale thing is, get his head. I don't know if you can see that or not. Kind of, the lighting's not good out here, but his little satellum goes all the way around him. I have another little video. I'll get my husband to insert it in here. But this little guy, this little Asian jumpy worm, he is going into a water bottle. Like they move like a snake. This was bigger, you could see him. Other earthworms. Now look, he was shallow, right under the leaf mulch. And that's another thing too. Other earthworms stay in the ground, and they're pretty deep in the ground, where these don't go in the ground. That's why they're so bad for the environment. I have another video that I'll post all about that. Yeah, this little guy, that's his head right there. See his patellum? Oops, shaking. And it's smooth, and it's like milky colored, and it has no ridges on the patellum. I feel bad about putting the worm in the bottle for it to die, but I do care about our environment, and I care about the life of our trees and our forests and things like that. And while mine's not a forested area, sorry for all the background noise, the trash man is coming. Anyway, even though this is not a forested area, they can spread slowly. They do spread slowly, but they can spread from just dirt on your shoes, going from one place to another. So if I go visit a friend's yard and I don't clean off my shoes and I have a cocoon in the dirt on my shoe, then I'm going to end up spreading it. The other thing is that they don't need to mate to produce cocoons, which is, I don't know what it is about invasive things, why they're just like, everything comes so much easier for them for their survival. They do not have to reproduce, and it just seems unfair that they're such a problematic type of worm and they can reproduce like crazy, and there's nothing that they've discovered really that works 100% to get rid of them. I think they're definitely working hard to figure it out, but as of right now, they don't have anything. I've heard that anyway, meal, maybe tea seed meal can be put into the soil and it causes irritation. I was talking about now, I think it was about Asian worms, something completely having nothing to do with what I'm doing. But since I saw one, I thought I'd share it with you. But check it out, there's some really cool videos online about the Asian jumping worm. Another thing to keep in mind is that people do use them because they're so big and scrumptious. They can get over a foot long. They're so big and scrumptious that they make for great fishing bait, but when you watch that video, you'll be thinking that it being used as fishing bait is very bad. Another little guy right there. That's junk. Okay. Yeah, I do. Our trash company has some of the best and nicest workers. I don't recall living anywhere else where they will stop and talk to you and say, hey. All right, it's time to get these in the ground. Get them covered up. Let me spread them out better though.
Thank you so much for taking the time to watch today. I hope you found these gardening tips helpful. Remember, a beautiful garden takes patience and care, but you can achieve it. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on future tips and tricks. Until next time, happy gardening.